Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Your Conversions, brought to you by Fibr. If you're new here, this is where we break down the art and science of marketing with our hosts, Jack and Emma. They will help you understand marketing better, explore fresh strategies, and most importantly, suggest you how to improve your website digital experience. So whether you're a seasoned pro, or even if you're just getting started, you're at the right place.
Okay, so let's unpack this. I want you to imagine walking into a massive, sprawling department store.
Right, like a huge Macy's or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you are looking for one very specific thing. Let's say a high-end espresso machine.
Okay, I'm with you.
But before your foot fully touches the floor inside, the entire store physically rearranges itself. Like, the clothing aisles just slide completely out of view.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the perfume counters vanish into the floor, and right there at the front doors is this beautiful display of espresso machines, complete with the exact model you were researching yesterday.
Well, it sounds like science fiction, or perhaps a very intensive, slightly unsettling magic trick.
It does. But that is exactly what is happening digitally right now in milliseconds.
Yeah.
So today on the Deep Dive, our mission is to explore the invisible technology that is making the static, one-size-fits-all internet completely obsolete.
Which is a huge shift.
It really is. We are decoding how websites are essentially learning to read your mind. And our roadmap for this is a 2026 guide titled, "What is Real-Time Personalization?" It includes some, deep technical breakdowns and insights from an agentic web experience platform called Fibr AI.
And the core problem this technology solves is something you, listening right now, have definitely experienced. Think about the modern internet.
Right.
Brands spend absolute fortunes on highly targeted, incredibly specific ad campaigns. Like, they know your demographic, your industry, your recent searches when they target you on a platform.
Well, yeah, they know exactly who you are on social media.
Exactly. But then you click that beautifully tailored ad and they send you to the exact same generic landing page as millions of other people.
It's crazy. They pay a premium for your click just to completely disappoint you when you arrive. It makes no sense.
It's a huge waste of money.
As a consumer, it feels like a bait and switch. You promise me a heavy winter coat in the ad and then drop me into like a digital bargain bin of summer sales.
Yeah, and you have to go hunting for the thing they just offered you. That disconnect, it's known as the intent gap.
The intent gap, I like that term.
Yeah, let's walk through a common scenario. Say you are scrolling through LinkedIn and you see an ad specifically for enterprise software pricing. You click because you are an executive and you need enterprise solutions.
Right.
But the page you land on is a generic startup homepage. Or, you search for the best real estate CRM, click a promising link, and the landing page is a broad sales tool that never even mentions real estate.
Which just makes me feel like you weren't actually listening to what I wanted in the first place. I gave you my intent by clicking that specific link, and you just ignored it.
You did. And the data actually backs up that exact frustration. The source references a 2024 Deloitte study showing 80% of consumers prefer brands that offer personalized experiences.
Wow, 80%?
Yeah, 80. And those same consumers actually spend 50% more with those brands.
Wait, really? 50% more? Just because the page felt tailored to them?
Well, yeah, because the experience actually fits their needs, which removes friction from the buying process. McKinsey data actually echoes this, showing personalization can reduce customer acquisition costs by up to 50%.
That is massive for a marketing budget.
It is, and it lifts revenue by 5 to 15%. But, the penalty for getting it wrong is steep. 76% of users get frustrated when experiences aren't personalized.
Let me guess. They just leave.
Exactly. They don't complain to customer service. They don't fill out a feedback form. They just hit the back button and bounce.
So that generic landing page isn't just lazy marketing. It is a leaky bucket actively destroying the ad budget.
Yes. The old way of driving traffic is broken and incredibly expensive. So once we understand the sheer cost of dropping people onto a generic page, we have to look at how a site actually adapts without the user noticing.
Because obviously it cannot be a web developer sitting in a dark room frantically coding a new page for every individual visitor based on, last month's data.
Right, no, that is traditional segmentation, and it is far too slow for the modern web.
Okay, so let's look under the hood. Gathering data seems like the easy part. A site can grab my IP address or see what URL I just came from.
Sure.
But how does it actually figure out what to do with that data in a fraction of a second without crashing the site or making me wait for it to load?
Well, it relies on 3 integrated components operating in milliseconds.
Well,
The first is signal detection.
okay.
The moment you arrive, the system's eyes and ears take in the available context. So that's your referring URL, your physical location, the search query you used, and your behavioral targeting patterns.
And it feeds all of that into a customer data platform, a CDP, right?
Exactly.
But who or what is actually making the call on what to show me based on that data?
That would be the instant decisioning engine. Modern systems do not rely on rigid manual rules anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they use machine learning and probabilistic models to build a composite intent profile for you in real time, and then they score all the available content variants against that specific profile.
Wait, probabilistic models. Can we ground that a bit?
Yeah.
What does that actually look like in practice?
Sure.
Because instead of a massive rule book, it sounds more like a digital poker player.
That is a perfect way to look at it. The engine looks at the hand it is dealt, the cards being your location, your clicks, your search terms, and instantly calculates the odds of what you want to see most.
Oh, I see.
It places its bet on the highest likelihood winning variant.
So it is calculating the math on the fly, betting that showing me the enterprise pricing is a safer gamble than showing me the startup features.
Yes, exactly. And once it makes that bet, it triggers the third pillar, the dynamic delivery layer.
Okay, what did that do?
It renders that winning variant instantly within a single page load. If we connect this to the bigger picture, we are basically witnessing the shift from explicit personalization to implicit personalization.
Right, explicit is when you manually fill out a profile or set your location. You're doing all the work.
Yes. But implicit personalization is when the system just infers what you need based on context, completely seamlessly.
It really is like digital mind reading.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how these implicit signals actually changed the screen in front of you, because
Yeah.
geography is kind of an obvious starting point, right?
It is, yeah. So if a visitor from New York lands on a massive national real estate platform, a static site just shows them a generic "Find homes near you" search bar.
Right. But with real-time IP detection, that same visitor instantly sees New York listings, local pricing benchmarks, maybe an image of the Manhattan skyline in the background.
Exactly. The site leads with relevant local context, making a massive national company feel like a neighborhood broker.
Which is incredibly useful. But, geography only tells you so much. What if two people in New York are looking for completely different things?
Right, exactly.
How does the site know if I am an agency founder versus a freelance designer before I even click a menu?
Well, that is where the traffic source becomes crucial. Say you click an ad for agency project management software.
Oh.
If you land on a page that just says "manage your work better," your intent evaporates. But if the system detects your referring URL from that specific ad campaign, it adapts the page.
So suddenly the headline is, "The project management tool built for agencies."
Yes, and the hero image shows an agency workflow. Fibr is actually noted as an agentic web experience platform that decodes those exact signals, so high-value prospects never hit a generic surface.
Now here's where it gets really fascinating, because people are not just clicking traditional ads or Google links anymore. We are seeing a massive shift toward AI search traffic.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge change.
Because a traditional Google search is usually just a few keywords. Someone types project management software. But if someone is using an LLM like ChatGPT or Gemini, they're having a whole conversation.
Right, the prompts are much longer.
Exactly. They're typing, "I need project management software for a team of 20 remote designers that integrates with Slack."
And the context there is incredibly rich. Visitors coming from AI models are fundamentally different from standard search traffic.
Yeah.
They have already done their preliminary research.
Yeah, they know what they want.
Exactly. If they land on your site from an AI tool, they possess very high, very specific intent.
So serving them a basic 101 level homepage is basically an insult to the research they just did.
It is. And the guide actually points out that Fibr has a specific feature to decode signals from AI traffic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it identifies when you are arriving from a chat interface and matches you with advanced, highly specific content that meets you exactly where you are in your decision journey.
Wow.
It converts that deep AI research intent directly into revenue.
That's wild. The website knows I was just deep in the weeds with an AI and adjusts accordingly. But what if I just stumble onto the site directly? No ad, no AI prompt, just me clicking around.
Well, then the engine relies on behavioral signals during your current session. It basically watches what you do in real time.
Let's pause there for a second. Is that, crossing a line into creepy territory?
That's a fair question.
Because if I pause on a pricing page And suddenly the site starts throwing highly specific ROI calculators at my face. As a user, I might feel like someone is standing over my shoulder watching my screen. It feels invasive.
It is a fine line, I'll admit, but the difference between surveillance and service really comes down to friction.
Okay, how so?
Creepy personalization is when a site shows you it knows things you never gave it permission to know. Helpful personalization simply observes your active choices on their property to remove obstacles.
Okay, that makes sense.
Imagine you land on a software platform and go straight to the pricing page. You linger there, then you navigate over to the features section to see what you actually get. Then you click back to pricing.
Which screams hesitation. I am clearly thinking, is this actually worth the money?
Exactly. A static site just shows you the same pricing page again, leaving you to figure it out alone. But a behavioral engine reads that specific sequence pricing features, pricing as a buying signal mixed with hesitation. So the next page you visit automatically serves up content addressing common pricing objections or an ROI calculator.
Okay, I see. So it is not popping up a chat box demanding to know why you haven't bought yet.
No, not at all. It simply listens to what your clicks are already saying and provides the next logical piece of information.
Okay, so if this technology is so logical, why does the internet still feel so clunky half the time? I mean, I still hit generic pages constantly.
Because the vast majority of companies are still using outdated, static, rule-based systems. Marketers are manually setting logic conditions, like if the user's IP is in California, show the California banner.
The old if X then Y logic, which seems way too rigid for how people actually browse today.
It is. Traffic patterns are highly nuanced. Rules just do not adapt to complex combinations of signals. And worse, those rigid rules often lead to what the source calls a context break.
Oh, those are infuriating. That is when page 1 is beautifully personalized. You feel seen and understood, but then you click to page 2 and bam.
Back to the generic funnel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You are back in the generic funnel. The website just forgot who you were the second you clicked the link.
And it completely kills the continuity of the experience. The guide emphasizes journey personalization, which Fibr uses to carry that context across the entire session.
So if you start on an agency-focused homepage, page 2, 3, and 4, stay focused on agency solutions.
Exactly. The context follows you.
There's a technical hurdle that is even more annoying than a context break, though. It is an acronym in the text. FOOC. FOOC. The flash of original content.
Oh yeah. The absolute bane of poorly architected personalization engines.
We have all seen this happen. You click a link, the page loads, and for a split second you see a generic headline.
Right.
Then the page flickers, and suddenly your specific personalized headline pops in. It's like an actor walking onto a stage, realizing they were wearing the wrong costume, and frantically changing shirts in front of the audience.
That's a great analogy.
The immersion is instantly ruined.
It is. And the numbers show that even a half-second flicker completely destroys user trust.
Wow. Really? Just a half second?
Yeah, and it happens because the personalization logic is happening on a distant centralized server. The default page loads first.
Oh, I see.
Then the central server, maybe halfway across the country, receives your data, realizes you are from New York, and commands the site to swap the image. That round-trip data request causes latency. It forces a reload.
So how did the modern platforms actually fix the FOOC? The math has to happen somewhere.
They move the brain closer to the user through edge computing. Instead of one central server doing all the thinking, the logic is distributed to a network of mini servers located physically closer to where users actually are.
Oh, so if I am in Tokyo, there's a node right in Tokyo handling my request, rather than sending my data all the way to a server in Virginia and back.
Exactly. That proximity eliminates the latency. Combined with predictive pre-rendering, the personalized variant is determined and delivered within the exact same page load cycle.
Meaning you never even see the default.
Right. The page just loads instantly, as if it were hand-coded specifically for you.
That is completely seamless.
Yeah.
But, you know, the guide points out a fascinating organizational problem. Even if a company fixes all the tech, teams often completely misunderstand the philosophy behind it.
They do. They confuse real-time marketing with real-time personalization.
And this is a vital distinction for any business trying to implement this, right?
Yeah.
They are not interchangeable strategies. Let's clarify that. Because I think a lot of people think, hey, I left a pair of shoes in my digital shopping cart, and 10 minutes later I got an email reminding me to buy them. Boom, personalization.
Right, but that is real-time marketing. Real-time marketing is about timing. It is fundamentally reactive.
Reactive, okay.
It waits for an external trigger, like an abandoned cart, and then responds with a well-timed broadcast, usually via email or push notification.
So what is real-time personalization then?
Real-time personalization is about relevance. It does not wait for a trigger event to act after the fact. It continuously reads your behavioral signals while you are actively engaged on the site.
I get it.
Basically, real-time marketing asks when to reach someone. Real-time personalization asks what that specific person should see, and it answers that question before the page has even finished loading.
It is the difference between a salesperson calling you at home during dinner versus a salesperson in the store noticing you looking confused and handing you the exact right brochure right then and there.
Exactly. Timing versus relevance.
That makes perfect sense. This raises an important question, though. If you are a marketing team, how on earth do you pull this off?
It can seem daunting.
It sounds like you need an army of data scientists and a mountain of invasive data profiles on everyone.
And that is the biggest misconception holding teams back right now. You do not need a massive data profile to start. The source is very clear on this. You can start with minimal data. Just a referring URL and an IP location are enough to begin personalizing an experience effectively.
So just knowing I clicked from a tech blog and I am in Austin, Texas, is enough to dramatically improve the page.
Yes. The advice is to focus on your highest traffic landing pages first. Look at your ad campaigns and referral sources.
Okay.
If everyone clicking those links is seeing the exact same generic page, well, that is your biggest leak
Well,
and your biggest opportunity for revenue lift.
but creating all those different versions of a page, I mean, does that not require a massive engineering and design bottleneck?
You would think so.
Yeah, because if I need 50 variations of a homepage, someone has to build them. And if an AI is generating 50 versions of a homepage, does it not run the risk of looking like an AI hallucination? How does a brand maintain its unique voice?
That's a great point, but it is not writing a novel from scratch. Tools like this operate within very strict brand parameters. They're just remixing pre-approved assets.
Oh, so the boundaries are already set.
Exactly. The guide highlights tools like Fibr, which is an AI landing page builder. It allows small marketing teams to use AI to generate, test, and deploy new personalized variants instantly without needing a massive engineering team.
So no coding required.
None. You test a segment, look at the engagement metrics like time on page and conversion rate, and just refine it. It completely democratizes the technology.
So we're moving from a world where we broadcast one message to millions, to a world where AI crafts millions of individual messages on the fly.
It's a huge leap forward.
It really is. So let's recap what we have unpacked today. The generic landing page is becoming a massive financial liability. We have seen how instant signal detection across location, traffic source, and behavior allows a site to adapt in milliseconds.
Right, and we explored how edge computing beats the dreaded FOOC, that annoying page flicker, by moving the processing power physically closer to the user.
And why maintaining context across an entire journey prevents those jarring context breaks.
Exactly, and we broke down the critical difference between just reaching someone at the right time and actually showing them the right experience.
Yeah, timing versus relevance.
Yeah.
Because whether you are a marketer trying to stop wasting ad spend, or just a curious web surfer wondering why the internet suddenly feels so tailored to your thoughts, this invisible AI layer is the new standard.
It is how the digital world interacts with us now. It is a profound shift in digital architecture.
Absolutely.
Basically, if your website treats everyone the same, it is effectively working for no one.
Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over. If AI eventually personalizes every single touch point on a website to perfectly match individual desires, what happens to our shared digital reality?
That's a deep question.
I mean, are we heading toward an internet where no two people ever see the same web page? And if so, how does a brand even maintain a unified identity? Think about that massive department store we talked about at the beginning.
Right, the shifting store.
If the walls are constantly shifting, and the products are always rearranging themselves specifically for you, well, how do you ever know what the store actually looks like to anyone else?
You don't. You only ever see your version of it.
Fascinating stuff. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Mind Your Conversions, brought to you by Fibr. We hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and practical strategies to elevate your marketing and digital customer experience. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening. Until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.